Hi, this is Pete from Eurovision, and let's talk about the EuroVillage. Hi, so normally people do reaction videos where they react to a new song or they react to a national final or things like that. I thought today I'd do a reaction video where we talk about some of the latest news that's been going on with the EuroVillage. For those of you that don't know, the EuroVillage is an area, usually in the town centre or city centre, where the contest is taking place. That is a place for fans to meet up, get a beer, get a drink. There's normally a big screen doing live performances or live showings, sorry, of the semi-finals and the finals. Sometimes there are live performances as well and things. And they tend to vary in size and quality over the years. I've only been to the Lisbon one, so that's my only frame of reference. I went there and watched the semi-final two and had a great time in the crowd, but I did queue a long time to get in. And I think there were stories from both Turin and Lisbon that on finals night they ran out of water or even beer, which is worse. There's a bit of news this week that the EuroVillage is going to be free, as it always has been, right up until the point of the final where they're going to suddenly charge a ticket price. And this has upset quite a few fans as saying, well, this is another money-making scheme, it's another money-making venture. This is really not showing respect to the fans. This is going to price out the neighbours or the locals and things. I'm a bit conflicted on this one because I like the idea of the EuroVillage being free, but I can see the logic as to why you might want to charge a fee in order to get in. So, for example, there's only 25,000 people who are going to be allowed in. That's the capacity, or 24,999, as I read. So there's got to be a safety issue of what happens if an awful lot of people turn up and try to get into the EuroVillage. So for those of you that don't know the geography of the area, the pier head is essentially quite a large space, but you are going to put barriers up, so it's going to be, or fencing, so it is going to become a fairly limited space. And it will hold a large number of people. And in fact, the pier head itself in that area has held concerts there. The Philharmonic Orchestra used to give a summer concert there that I went to about 10, 15 years ago. So, but you are then going to try and compact them into a fenced off space that will form part of the pier head. So actually holding lots of people in that big area around where the EuroVillage is going to be isn't going to be that much of a problem. The problem is going to be getting them actually into the village safely. Now, will ticketing stop large queues from forming? I think that's the hope. Will it also stop people being disappointed that they queued and queued and queued and then found that they couldn't get in? The nightmare scenario for a fan is that you queue to get into the village, it turns 7 o'clock, there's no space for you, and suddenly you've got to get a mad dash to somewhere to try and watch the contest. But also thinking about the locals, how are we going to provide for them now? Because I think that's a bit of a problem, because are the locals going to buy a ticket to go and stand in the EuroVillage? I don't know. Or are they going to turn up to the EuroVillage thinking that it's going to be a free show and then be disappointed and find that the Eurovision's not for them? The question there to ask then is who is the EuroVillage serving? Is it a fan zone, or is it to get the locals interested in the song contest? And I don't think we've quite worked that out. I think this is largely rooted in safety. And I think someone else on Twitter made a very good point that in view of what's happened in Brixton recently, the tragic events there, that we don't want an overcrowded situation here in Liverpool. And maybe ticketing the final is a way of stopping large queues and things, and also preventing disappointment. Just on a quick point about things running out of beer, running out of water and things. I was at the Commonwealth Games over the summer, and I went a couple of times over the course of the 2 weeks, and I went on the penultimate day as well. And one of the things I noticed was that the beer ran out, or certain brands of beer ran out, and they just allowed it to run out over the course of the 2 weeks, and they didn't replace it. So even big events, by the time you get to the final days of a thing, will probably go to less effort to try and replace things. Now, obviously, it's a damn shame if on a warm night in May we run out of water, but that may explain why in the past things like Turin and Lisbon did run out of beer and water. But I think this is largely a safety thing, and I think it's going to I think the important thing to take on board here is that this is not the only way to watch the Eurovision if you're not going to the arena. And there's talk of maybe other fan zones popping up across the city, for example, Sefton Park. But there are places such as the Royal Court Theatre, such as the Philharmonic, I think, such as the Camp and Furnace that will be doing screenings of it. And talking about the Camp and Furnace, that takes us nicely onto the Euro Club, which has come in again for a little bit of criticism this week because there were 1,500 weekly passes and they were prioritised to OGAE members. And some people have said that that's not fair because the fans who aren't in OGAE are missing out. Now, I didn't get a ticket. I had a really important job interview on the day the tickets went and I completely just forgot about it. So that's my bad. But I am an OGAE member, but I don't feel any terrific need to defend them too much, except to just say the main thing really is that OGAE UK are in charge of the Euro Club. And so it makes sense that they will perhaps, give their members first bash at trying to get tickets for it. As I understand it, there will be tickets available for non-members in the coming weeks. So again, I don't think it is as exclusionary as what's perhaps being made out. And again, I come back to what I say in every video. The city is getting behind this. There is lots of things going to be going on. And it's not all going to be at the EuroVillage and it's not all going to be at the Camp and Furnace. And in fact, there is an alternative Euro club that I believe is going on at the Fusion Club. So I still think Liverpool are going to do a good job of this. I still think it's going to be a great Eurovision Song Contest. And, there will be life beyond the EuroVillage, hopefully. And that's all I've got to say. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Comment below. Let's get the debate started. And see you all soon.